Guys, let's be honest. When you think of Africa, you usually think it's either hot or humid or both. But suddenly you step into this country and you're shivering in snow as you wrap yourself in a thick mohair blanket. Welcome to Africa's refrigerator.
It's time to learn geography
now! Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbs. So usually I try to write something clever in these openers. However, I have a special announcement. This is our 96th episode, which means we are officially halfway done with all of the countries of the UN.
Yeah! Wait.
What?
There's only 193 countries in the UN.
Yeah, so?
So the half would be 96.5.
So then the halfway point of this episode will be the halfway point of doing all the countries of the UN.
Yeah!
Oh, by the way, this country is pronounced Lesotho. Lesotho or Lesotho. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Anyway, let's find out where it's located, shall we? The country is located in the South African region, completely landlocked by the country of South Africa, which, just like San Marino and Vatican City, makes Lesotho one of the only 3 countries in the world to be completely landlocked inside another single nation state. The country is divided into 10 districts, with the capital Maseru located in the east side by the border with South Africa. After the capital, the next largest cities are Mafeking and Hlotse, and the only international airport being Mshweshwe, the first international airport in Maseru, which only flies to South Africa and regionally to the other smaller 27 airports, only 5 of which have paved runways. Then you know there's that Matekane airstrip, which goes off a cliff labeled as one of the world's scariest runways.
Ha! Challenge accepted.
Most people, however, come in through road travel through South Africa. The easiest route being directly across the border in the South African 8 highway into Maseru. From there you can take a ring road north or south on the A1 or A2 highways. However, due to South Africa's Malote Drakensberg Park, there aren't any major roads that pass through the east side of the country, except this little road that not too many people know about, the Sani Pass, an unpaved road that cuts right through and has an amazing view. I almost missed that little road, but I found it on Google Earth. I could have skipped it and made Ken's animation a little easier, but you know, the kid needs to suffer a little bit.
You know, I'm literally sitting here behind the camera recording you.
Oh yeah, I made you my cameraman. Yeah, whatever happened to Brandon?
I'm still here. You just stopped calling me.
So anyway, Lesotho is the only independent state in the world that lies entirely above 1,000 meters in elevation. This means that life here is a little different from the lives of their cousins that live down below. Despite South Africa's popularity surrounding it on all sides, Lesotho doesn't really get a lot of tourists. Nonetheless, that doesn't mean that they're short in places to check out. Some notable places of interest might include places like Male Suyane Falls, Selebatebe National Park, Bokong Nature Reserve, the Kome Caves with cave paintings from the ancient San people, the Sani Mountain Lodge, the highest pub in Africa, Namasi Tise Cave House, Tababosiu Culture Village, the Morija Museum, the Basutu Hat Shop Building in Maseru, Kacha's Neck Snake Park. Yeah, you heard me, Kacha. We'll get into that clicking thing later. Leribe Dinosaur Footprints, King Mshweshwe II Royal Graves, the Kokolo Sing Mountain, and Afroski, one of the only 2 ski resorts in sub-Saharan Africa. Yeah, you heard me, skiing. This place gets snow. Yeah, the land here is very unique, which makes the perfect transition into... Now, as mentioned, Lesotho is pretty high up in altitude. In fact, over 80% of the country is above 1,800 meters, and the lowest point is only at 1,400 meters. So yeah, these people are like mountain folk. Okay, so we're gonna do a physical geography animation, and I'm gonna cover a lot of info. So Ken, I swear you better make this animation good. The country is divided into 2 main parts, the lowlands along the banks of the Caledon or Mohokare River, bordering South Africa in the northwest, and the 4 mountain ranges smashed in the center and east parts of the country. The Taba Putsoa, the Maloti, the Central, and the Drakensberg, where you can find the tallest peak, Tabana Ntlenyana. Thanks to the elevation, winters can go below freezing anywhere around -7 to -18 degrees Celsius. Snow is common during May to September in the winter months. Remember guys, we're in the southern hemisphere. And some peaks have snow year-round, which is why they have a ski resort. The longest river though is the Orange River that transects the country into South Africa and eventually empties into the Atlantic Ocean, whereas the largest lake is the Katse Dam Reservoir, artificially created on the Mali-Biamatso River. Whew, good animation, Ken. How do you feel about making it?
Yeah, that animation took like 14 hours to render and finish up, but, you know.
Great, good job, except you misspelled Tabana Ntlenyana, so you're fired. Back in 2010, Lesotho was ranked the country with the least carbon emissions and overall smallest volume at only about 18,000 metric tons. Nonetheless, soil erosion is a problem all over the country. In fact, you can kind of see the clear-cut borders of Lesotho from space. Most of the population are subsistence farmers, even though only about 11% of the country is arable. Speaking of which, food and resources. The national dish is motoho, a sour porridge made of sorghum, usually accompanied with salty collard greens and beetroot and carrot salads, maybe chakalaka stew on the side with some oxtail stew as well. Lesotho is known for diamond mines. 3 main ones, Khao, Likopong, and the largest one, Letseng, were the 5th largest diamond in the world at 910 carats, the size of 2 golf balls worth $40 million, was found. Otherwise, another thing Lesotho is famous for, their textiles and warm Basotho blankets made of mohair, which is a specific type of goat fur. You'll see people wearing these all over. What else are we missing from this segment? Oh yeah, the national animal is the black rhino, but the Basotho horse is very popular, especially used amongst Highland cowboys. Let's see. Oh yeah, they also discovered the Lesothosaurus, a dinosaur named after their country. I think that's about it. Yeah, cool. All right, let's move on and meet the people here, shall we? Just for reference, a person from here is called a Masutu, but keep in mind that's singular. If you're talking about plural, it's called Basutu. Masutu? Basutu. Got it? Yeah, that explains why the country used to be called Basutu land by the British. First of all, the country has about 2.5 million people and has the highest literacy... Wait, how come the infograph isn't showing up?
Dude, don't you remember?
Great, good job, except you misspelled Tabana Inslanyanya, so you're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired.
Fine, I'll do the animation myself. The country has about 2.5 million people and has one of the highest literacy rates in Africa at nearly 90%. Lesotho is almost completely homogenous, with over 99% of the people identifying as Basotho, while the rest is made up of other African peoples and a few aid workers from the West. That was a good animation, right? I think... Okay, Noah, I'm gonna need you to fill in for me. Just read the teleprompter, I'll be back. I need Ken.
Hey, the currency of the country is a loti, or maloti. They use a type M outlet and they drive on the left side of the road. Now, one thing you need to understand is that Lesotho is a unitary parliamentary monarchy currently under the headship of King Letsie III. This is what kind of sets Lesotho apart from South Africa and why they never really incorporated themselves with them. Legislatively, that is. Can't be part of a republic when you got a king. Speaking of which, history time. Bantu migration and settlement. King Moshoeshoe settles and negotiates with Shaka Zulu by paying him tribute. The crushing wars hit, drought, famine. Trek wars start getting close. The king doesn't like it and invites missionaries hoping that they will bring him guns. They didn't, but he liked them anyway and let them stay. King Moshoeshoe strikes up a deal with the British and Lesotho, becomes a British protectorate. Lesotho becomes independent in 1966. 3 coups. And here we are today. One source of controversy, though, is that unfortunately about 23% of the population suffers from HIV and AIDS. 3rd in the world after Botswana and Swaziland. This creates a whole other level of development issues, especially since over a third of the population is under 15 years old. In addition, today there are only about 5 physicians for every 100,000 people. Otherwise, culturally, the Basotho are quite unique. Due to the climate, they usually dress warmer. You'll find mohair blankets everywhere. The national hat, the mokorotolo, is seen everywhere, and even the traditional house is incorporated stone and cement for better insulation rather than the clay and mud huts of the temperate savannas down below. Horses played a much larger role, especially after they were introduced in the 17th century. They even have their own unique calendar system. About 90% of the population is Christian, mostly Catholic and Protestant. Okay, seriously, where's Barb's at? I mean, he's never left hosting a segment this long. I mean, do you know where he's at?
All right, well, I think I've heard everything that I need to hear. We would love to have you a part of the Big Star team. Ken, all we need from you now is to just sign this contract just stating that you're going to have a 6-figure salary, full benefits, you're going to have an amazing life going forward.
Oh, no, not today. Okay, guys, okay, I got him. Ooh, I got him, okay. I'll take it from here. Thanks, Noah.
No
Thanks.
problem.
Okay. In addition to English, the other native language spoken here is called Sesotho or Sotho, a little different from their northern and southern Sotho languages in South Africa. Basically, there are 39 consonants and 9 vowels. The Q makes a click sound, the HL makes a H sound, and for some reason, L sometimes sounds like a D. It's a little confusing. Music incorporates a variety of drums and instruments, but some of the popular ones include the lekolulo flute and the stringed tomo. Now, this is usually the part where I mention famous people, but honestly, most of the sources I got were just members of the royal family and past kings. There's other people like Desmond Dube, but he's kind of like South African-y, author Thomas Mafolo, and singer Masoto Chakela, I guess, and a bunch of athletes. But yeah, if you know any really notably famous people from Lesotho, let me know and write them in the comments. All right, let's take it home and finish off this bad boy, shall we? Lesotho may be a kingdom that has made it very clear that they wanted to be their own country apart from South Africa, but they still have an open heart to those outside of the snowy slopes. Okay, Ken, this is the last animation of the episode. I need you to do this good. I need you, okay? Don't you ever do that to me again.
Okay, sorry. Okay, fine.
Okay,
Fine.
good. All right, now do this good or you're fired. For one, as a member of the Commonwealth of Nations and former British territories, they have ties to all the other countries that were formerly under the UK, and especially Ireland. These former prime ministers and presidents visited and pledged a continuous bilateral aid agreement, making them the largest donor since the 70s, and to this day Lesotho is Ireland's longest running aid program nation. The UK and the USA both have close ties as well. The UK is a major supplier of defense equipment, as well as investing in infrastructure development, whereas the USA has been assisting in the Peace Corps since 1969, providing humanitarian aid and education. As a member of the South African Development Community and South African Customs Union, they have close ties to pretty much every nation around them in South and East Africa, all the way up to Tanzania and the DRC. With the Customs Union, they share fiscal partnerships, free trade deals, and the same external tariff laws with Namibia and Botswana, Swaziland, and South Africa. Business between these are the strongest, and excess revenue is shared amongst them as well. When it comes to their best friends, though, most of the Basotho would probably say South Africa. Even though they made it very clear that they wanted to be a distinct nation apart from South Africa, they still hold close ties and love their neighbors. Many of them have family in South Africa. The currency system is pegged to the South African rand. Many people even hold dual citizenship. These two nations may be distinct, but nonetheless supportive. Good job, Ken. Follow him on Instagram. In conclusion, Lesotho is like an icy African kingdom ridden with cowboys, beautiful mountains, and literally a cool atmosphere. Stay tuned. Liberia is coming up next. Yeah! Woo! Halfway done!
Look at that.
Halfway done!
Yay, geography now. This thing is crazy.